Good afternoon, and welcome to the third instalment of the dramatic reading of the Harry Potter fan fiction, My Immortal. My name is James Locke, and if you're joining us for the first time, I once again must reiterate, these words are not my own. They were penned by someone of the name Tara Gillespie sometime in the region of 2006. We left off at the end of chapter 10, which met the unfortunate demise of Draco. Once more, this is your trigger warning. There will be triggers. Viewer discretion is advised, and this content is not appropriate for children. Thank you. Chapter 11. Author's note. I said stop flaming, you preps. See if this chapter is srupid! ! 11111. It deals with really sris issas. See for yourself if it's stupid. Beer woo. Thanks to my friend Raven for helping me. XXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXX horrified. Loody Mary tried to comfort me, but I told her to fuck off, and I ran to my room crying myself. Dumbledore chased after me, shouting, but he had to stop when I went into my room because he would look like a perv that way. Anyway, I started crying tears for my clothes, so I took them off and jumped into the bath angrily while I put on a Linkin Park song at full volume. I grabbed a stake and almost stuck it into my heart to commit suicide. I was so fucking depressed. I got out of the bathtub and put on a black low-cut dress with lace all over it, sandally. I put on black high heels with pink metal stuff on the ends and 6 pairs of skull earrings. I couldn't fucking believe it. Then I looked out the window and screamed. Snap was spying on me and he was taking a videotape of me. And Lupin was masticating to it. They were sitting on their broomsticks. Ew, you fucking pervs! Stop looking at me naked! Are you pedos or what? I screamed, putting on a black towel with a picture of Marilyn Mason on it. Suddenly, Vampire ran in. Abracadabra! He yelled at Snape and Lupin, pointing his womb. I took my gun and shot Snape and Lupin a gazillion times, and they both started screaming and the camera broke. Suddenly, Dumbledore ran in. Ebony, it has been revealed that someone has... No! He shouted, looking at Snape and Lupin, and then he waved his wand, and suddenly... Hagrid ran outside on his broom and said, Everyone, we need to talk. What do you know, Hagrid? You're just a little Hogwarts student. I may be a Hogwarts student, Hagrid paused angrily, but I'm also a Satanist. This cannot be, Snap said in a crisp voice as blood dripped from his hand where Dumbledore's wand had shot him. There must be other factors. You don't have any, I yelled in madly. Lupin held up the camera triumphantly. The lens may be ruined, but the tape is still there. I felt faint, more than I normally do, like how it feels when you do not drink enough blood. Why are you doing this? Lupin said angrily, while he rubbed his dirty hands on his cloak. And then I heard the words that I had heard before, but not from him. I did not know whether to feel shocked and happy, or to bite him and drink his blood because I felt faint. Because, Hagrid said, and he paused in the air dramatically, waving his wand in the air. Then swooped he in, singing to the tune of a gothic version of a song by 50 Cent. Because you're gothic? Snap asked in a little afraid voice. Because he was afraid he meant he was connected with Satan. Because I love her. Chapter 12. Author's note. Stop f***ing, okay? Hagrid is a pedo too. A lot of people in American schools are licked at. I wanted to address that issue. How do you know, Snap, he ain't Christian? Plus, Hagrid isn't really in love with Ebony. That was Cedric, okay? XXXXXXXXX666XXXXXXXXXX. I was about to slit my wrists again with the silver knife that Drago had given me in case anything happened to him. He told me to use it valiantly against an enemy, but I knew that we must both go together. No! I thought it was Hagrid, but it was Vampire. He started to scream. OMFG! No! My scar hurts! And then his eyes rolled up. You could only see his red whites. I stopped. How did you know? I saw it, and my scar turned back into the lightning bolt. No! I ran up closer. I thought you didn't have a scar anymore, I shouted. I do, but Diabolo changed it into a pentagram for me, and I always cover it up with foundation, he said back. Anyway, my scar hurt, and it turned back into the lightning bolt. Save me! Then I had a vision of what was happening to Draco. Voldemort has him bondage! Anyway, I was in the school nurse's office now, recovering from my slit wrists. Snap and Lupin and Hagrid were there too. They were going to St. Mango's after they recovered because they were pedophiles, and you can't have those fucking pervs teaching in a school with lots of hot girls. Dumbledore had constipated the Sidio camera they took of me naked. I put up my middle finger at them. Anyway, Hagrid came into hospital bed holding a bouquet of pink roses. Enderby, I need to tell you something, he said in a serious voice, giving me the roses. Fuck off, I told him. You know I fucking hate the colour pink anyway, and I don't like fucked up preps like you, I snapped. Hagrid had been mean to me before being gothic. No, Enderby, Hagrid says. Those are not roses. What, are they goths too, you poser prep? I asked, because I was angry that he had brought me pink roses. I saved your life, he yelled angrily. No, you didn't, I replied. You saved me from getting a Paris Hilton pee video made from your shower scene and being wooed by Snap and Lupin, who masturbated. Author's note, see, is that spelled wrong? To it, he added silently. Whatever, I yelled angrily. He pointed his wand at the pink roses. These aren't roses. He suddenly looked at them with an evil look in his eye and muttered, well, if you wanted honesty, that's all you had to say. That's not a spell, that's an MCR song, I corrected him wisely. I know. I was just warming up my vocal cordes. Then he screamed, Petulus Marengo mi cremichli ramaccio. Author's note, for all you cool gothic MCR fans out there, that is a tribute, especially for Raven. I love you, girl. I'm-o, not-o, K-O. And then the roses turned into a huge black flame floating in the middle of the air. And it was black. Now I knew he wasn't a prep. Okay, I believe you. Now, what is Draco? Hagrid rolled his eyes. I looked into the balls of flame, but I could see nothing. You see, Enderby, Dumbledore said, watching the two of us watch the flame. To what is in da flames? Author's note. Haha, you reviewers, flames, get it? You must find yourself first, okay? I have found myself, okay, you mean old man, Hagrid yelled. Dumbledore looked shocked. I guess he didn't have a headache, or else he would have said something back. Hagrid stormed off back into his bed. You are a liar, Prof. Dumbledore. Anyway, when I got better, I went upstairs and put on a black leather mini dress that was all ripped on the ends with lace on it. There was some corset stuff on the front. Then I put on black fishnets and black high-heeled boots with pictures of Billy Joe Armstrong on them. I put my hair all out around me, so I looked like Samara from The Ring. If you don't know who she is, you're a prep, so fuck off. And I put on blood-red lipstick, black eyeliner, and black lip gloss. You look kawaii, girl, Beludi Mary said sadly. Fangs, get it? You do too, I said sadly too, but I was still upset. I slit both of my wrists, feeling totally depressed, and I sucked all the blood. I cried again in my bathroom and put the shades on so Snap and Lupin couldn't spy on me this time. I went to some classes. Vampire was in the hair of the magical creatures. He looked all depressed because Draco had disappeared, and he had used to be in love with Draco. He was sucking some blood from a Hufflepuff. Hi, he said in a depressed way. Hi back, I said in a wickwilly sad way. We both looked at each other for some time. Harry had beautiful red gothic eyes so much like Draco's. Then we jumped on each other and started screwing each other. Stop it now, you horny simpletons, shouted Professor McGoggle, who was watching us, and so was everyone else. Vampire, you fucker, I said, slapping him. Stop trying to screw me. You know I love Draco, I shouted, and then I ran away angrily. Just then he started to scream. OMFG, no! My scar hurts! And then his eyes rolled up. You could only see his red whites. No! I ran up closer. I thought you didn't have a scar anymore, I shouted. I do, but Diabolo changed it into a pentagram for me, and I always covered up with foundation, he said back. Anyway, my scar hurt, and then I had a vision of what was happening to Draco. Voldemort has him bondage. XXXXXXXXXX 666 XXXXXXXX. Author's note. Special thanks to Raven, my Gothic's blood sister. What the f? You're supposed to writ this. 11111111. Hey Raven, do you know where my sweater I? Chapter 13. Author's note. Raven, thanks for gelping me again. I'm sorry I took your poster of Gerard, but that guy is such a fucking sex bomb. Preps, stop flaming. XXXXXXX 666 XXXXXXX. Vampire and I ran up the stairs looking for Dumbledore. We were so scared. Dumbledore! Dumbledore! We both yelled. Dumbledore came there. What is it that you want now, you despicable snobs? He asked angrily. Voldemort has Draco, we shouted at the same time. He laughed in an evil voice. No, don't! We need to save Draco, we begged. No, he said meanly. I don't give a darn what Voldemort does to Draco. Not after how much he misbehaved in school, especially with you, Ebony, he said while he frowned looking at me. Besides, I never liked him that much anyway. Then he walked away. Vampire started crying. My Draco, he moaned. Author's note. Don't you thick gay guys are lick so hot? It's okay. I tried to tell him, but that didn't stop him. He started to cry tears of blood. Then he had a brainstorm. "I had an idea," he exclaimed. "What?" I asked him. "You'll see," he said. He took out his wand and did a spell. Then, suddenly we were in Voldemort's lair. We ran in with our wands out just as we heard a croon voice say, "Allah Kedavra!" It was Voldemort. Chapter 14. Author's note. Fuck off, preps, okay? Raven, thanks for helping again. I'm sorry I couldn't update, but I was depressed and I had to go to the hospital because I slit my wrists. P.S. I'm not updating till you give me 10 God revolves. XXXXXXX666XXX. Warning. Some of this chapter is extremely scray. Viewer excretion advised. We ran to where Voldemort was. It turned out that Voldemort wasn't there. Instead, the fat guy who killed Cedric was. Draco was there, crying tears of blood. Snaketail was torturing him. Vampire and I ran in front of Snaketail. Rid my sight, you despicable preps, he shouted as we started shooting him with the gun. Then, suddenly, he looked at me and he fell down with a lovey-dovey look in his eyes. Ebony, I love you. Will you have sex with me? He said. Author's note. In this, he is 16 years old, so he's not a pedophile, okay? Huh? I asked. Eneby, I love you. Will you have sex with me? Asked Snaketail. I started laughing crudely. What the fuck? You torture my BF, and then you expect me to fuck you? God, you are so fucked up, you fucking bastard, I said angrily. Then I stabbed him in the heart. Blood poured out of it like a fountain. No! He screamed. He started screaming and running around. Then he fell down and died. I burst into tears sadly. Snaketail, what art thou doing? Called Voldemort. Then he started coming. We could hear his high heels clacking to us, so we got on our broomsticks and we flew to Hogwarts. We went to my room. Vampire went away. There I started crying. What's wrong, honey? Asked Draco, taking off his clothes so we could screw. He had a sex pack. Author's note. Get it? 'Cause he's so sexa. And a really huge you-know-what and everything. It's so unfair, I yielded. Why can't I just be ugly or plain like all the other girls and preps here except for B. Ludi Mary because she's not ugly or anything? Why would you want to be ugly? I don't like the preps anyway. They are such fucking sluts, answered Draco. Yeah, but everyone is in love with me. Like Snape and Lupin took a video of me naked. Hagrid says he's in love with me. Vampire likes me, and now even Snaketail is in love with me. I just want to be with you, okay, Draco? Why couldn't Satan have made me less beautiful? I shouted angrily. Author's note. Don't worry. Eneby isn't a snob or anything, but a lot of people have told her she's pretty. I'm good at too many things. Why can't I just be normal? It's a fucking curse, I shouted, and then I ran away. Chapter 15. Author's note. Stop flamming, okay? BTW, you suck. From no on, every time someone flams me, I'm gonna slit my wrists. Thanks to Raven for helping. XXXXXXXXX666XXX. Ebony, shouted Draco sadly. No, please come back. But I was too mad. Whatever. Now you can go and have sex with Vampire, I shouted. I stormed into my room and closed my black door with my blood-red key. It had a picture of Marilyn Manson on it. He looked so sexy in a way that reminded me of Draco and Vampire. I started to cry and weep. I took a razor and started to slit my wrists. I drank the blood, all depressed. Then I looked at my black GC watch and noticed it was time to go to biology class. I put on a short, ripped black gothic dress that said anarchy on the front in blood-red letters and was ripped, and a spiky belt. Under that, I put on ripped black fishnets and boots that said Joel all over them with blood-red letters. I put my ebony black hair out. Anyway, I went downstairs feeling all sad and depressed as usual. I did some advanced biology work. I was turning a bloody pentagram into a black guitar. Suddenly, the guitar turned to Draco. "Enderby, I love you," he shouted sadly. "I'd not care what those fucker preps and posers think. You're the most beautiful girl in the world. Before I met you, I used to want to commit suicide all the time. Now I just want to fucking be with you. I fucking love you." Then he started to sing Da Chronicles of Life and Death. We considered it our song now because we fell in love when Joel was singing it, right in front of the entire class. His singing voice was so amazing and gothic and sexy, like a cross between Gerard, Joel, Chester, Pierre, and Marilyn Manson. Author's note: don't you think those guys are so hot? If you do not know who they are, get the fuck out of her. OMFG, I said, after he was finished. Some fucking preps stared at us, but I just stuck my middle fingers up, that were covered in black nail polish and were entwined with Draco's now, at them. "I love you," I said, and then we started to kiss, just like Hilary Duff. I fucking hate that bitch. And CMM in A Cinderella Story. Then we went away holding hands. Lupin shouted at us, but he stopped because everyone was clapping by how sexy we looked together. Then I saw a poster saying that MCR would have a concert in Hogsmeade right then. We looked at each other, all shocked, and then we went together. Chapter 16. Author's note: you know what? Sut up, okay? Prove to me you're nut preps. Raven, you suck, you fucking bick. Gimme my back my fucking sweet. You're supposed to writ this. Wave Raven, woodf, you bick. You're supposed to do this. BTW, fangs for Brittany, 5655, for Tekken, Japanese. XXXXXXXXXXXXXX. We ran happily to Hogsmeade. There we saw the stage where GC had played. We ran in happily. MCR were there, playing Helena. I was so fucking happy. Gerard looked even sexier than he did in Da Pictures. Even Draco thought so. I could totally see him getting an erection, but it didn't matter, because I know that we were the only true ones for each other. I was wearing a black leather mini dress and black leather platinum boots with red ripped fishnets. Draco was wearing a black baggy MCR t-shirt and black baggy pants. Anyway, we stated moshing to Helena. We Frenched. We ran up to the front of the band to stage dive. Suddenly, Gerard pulled off his mask. So did the others. We gasped. It wasn't them at all. It was Voldemort and the Death Dealers. Draco, I'm not going to a concert with you, I shouted angrily. Not after what happened to me last time. Even if it's MCR and you know how much I lick them. What? 'Cause we, you know. He gadgeted uncomfortably, 'cause guys don't like to talk about you know what. Yeah, 'cause we, you know, I yielded in an angry voice. We won't do that again, Draco promised. This time, we're going with an escort. OMFG, are you giving in to the mainstream? I asked. So I guess you're a prep or a Christina or what now? No, he muttered loudly. Are you becoming a prep or what? I shooted angrily. Ennaby, I'm not. Please come with me. He fell down to his knees and started singing Da World is Black by GC to me. I was flattened because that's not even a single. He had memorized the lyrics just for me. Okay, then, I guess I will have to, I said, and then we Frenched for a while and I went up to my room. Biludi Mary was standing there. Hajime mashite, girl, she said happily. She speaks Japanese, so do I. That means how do you do in Japanese. BTW, Willow, that fucking poser, got expelled. She failed all her classes and she skipped math. Author's note. Raven, you fucking suck. Fuck you. It serves that fucking bitch right, I laughed angrily. Well, anyway, we were felling all depressed. We watched some gothic movies like Das Nightmare Before Xmas. Maybe Willow will die too, I said. Kawaii. Biludi Mare shook her head energetically, lethargically. Oh yeah, have a confession. After she got expelled, I murdered her and then Lupin did it with her because he's a necrophiliac. Kawaii, I commented happily. We talked to each other in silence for the rest of the movie. Oh hey, BT, I'm going to a concert with Draco tonight in Hogsmeade with MCR, I said. I need to wear like the hottest outfit ever. Biludi Mary nodded energetically. Omfg, totally, let's go shopping. In Hot Topic, right? I asked, already getting out my special Hot Topic loyalty cardy. No. My head snapped up. What? My head spun. I could not believe it. Biludi Mary, are you a prep? No, she laughed. I found some cool gothic stores near Hogwarts, that's all. Who told you about them? I asked, sure it would be Draco or Diabolo or Vampire. Don't even say that name to me. Or me. Dumbledore, she said. Let me just call our Broms. OMFFG, Dumbledore? I asked quietly. Yeah, I saw the map for Hogsmeade on his desk, she told me. Come on, let's go. We were going in a few punk goth stores, specially for the concerts in Hogsmeade. The salesperson was OMG hotter than Gerard, except not, because that's impossible, and he gave me a few dresses. We only have these for the real goths. The real goths? Me and Biludi Mary asked. Yeah, you wouldn't believe how many posers there are in this town, man. Yesterday, Lupin and Snap tried to buy a gothic camera pouch. He shook his head. I didn't even know they had a camera. OMFG, no, they're going to spy on me again, I cried, running out of the changing room, wearing a long black dress with lots of red tulle coming out and a very low cut with a huge slit. Oh my Satan, you have to buy that outfit, the salesperson said. Yeah, it looks totally hot, said Biludi Mary. You know what? I am going to have to give you free because you look really hot in that outfit. Hey, are you going to be at that concert tonight? He asked. Yeah, I am actually. I looked back at him. Hey, BTW, my name's Ebondi Darkness Dementia Tara Way. What's yours? Tom Ridd, he said, and ran a hand through his black dyed hair. Maybe I'll see you there tonight. Yeah, I don't think so, because I'm going there with my BF Draco, you sick perv, I yelled angrily. But before he could beg me to go with him, Hagrid flew in on his black broom, looking worried. OMFG, E-Bondi, you need not get back into the castle now! And that concludes chapter 16. I think with the introduction of Tom Ridd, it's probably a good place to leave it for this afternoon. Tune in tomorrow around 3:30 to see how the story unfolds. Thank you for being here. Look after each other. Stay safe. This has been My Immortal.